Welcome to the CISSP Cyber Training Podcast, where we provide you the training and tools you need to pass the CISSP exam the first time. Hi, my name is Sean Gerber, and I'm your host for this action-packed, informative podcast. Join me each week as I provide the information you need to pass the CISSP exam and grow your cybersecurity knowledge. All right, let's get started. Good morning, it's Sean Gerber with CISSP Cyber Training. How are you all doing this beautiful day? Man, it's awesome in the spring. You gotta love it. It's amazing here in Kansas. I would say we haven't had too many tornadoes. Well, we had a few just the other day, but not too many, at least for this time of year. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. Hey, I hope you all are doing amazingly well and you're practicing and studying for your CISSP exam, because you know you have to do that. It's a challenge, right? Studying for this thing. It's a bugger. It just truly is. I had one of the individuals came back to me yesterday and was extremely ecstatic. They passed the CISSP and they were pretty fired up about that. And one of the questions they brought up was the fact that the management aspects that we teach here on CISSP Cyber Training Podcast really, truly help them a lot just to understand the overall grasp of things. So that's what we're here for. So one of the things of today is a Thursday. So what happens on Thursday? Well, Thursday is CISSP Question Thursday. So we are going to go over 15 questions as it relates to the CISSP, and these are going to be scenario-based. I could say we talked about this a lot on the podcast. You cannot just rely on these questions to help you pass the exam. If you do, you will fail. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. You need to have between 3,000 and 5,000 questions to truly understand what are they asking for when you actually see the question. You have to do that. And it also is not like the standard questions that you would get when you're taking the A+ or the Security Plus or any of those other ones where you could actually memorize the questions. You cannot do that with the CISSP. You cannot memorize the questions. You need to understand the content and you need to understand what they're asking for in the question. So these are examples of what you may see on the exam. I would guarantee you're probably not going to see these verbatim on the exam, but you will see something potentially similar to them just in concept. So that's the overall purpose of these questions. Okay, so let's go and let's roll into this questions for today. Question 1, an organization is planning to implement a new security policy that requires all employees to use multi-factor. It's a good thing. Which of the following considerations is the most critical when implementing this policy? Okay, so you're looking to implement MFA. A, the cost of deploying MFA tokens. B, the impact of user convenience. C, the types of authentication factors used. Or D, the integration with existing identity management systems. Okay, so what is the biggest? So again, we'll go back to the question. An organization is planning to implement new security policy that requires all employees to use MFA. Which of the following considerations is the most critical when implementing this policy? And we talk about this. All of those are important. However, it's D, the integration with existing identity management systems. That's probably one of the biggest challenges I've seen in my career, is that if to do it right, you have to have the integration with multiple identity systems. And the more you can have an integration with them, the better off the product will be. So again, its most critical aspect is of this overall MFA solution is to integrate seamlessly with your existing identity management, because without that, you're going to have to rip stuff out, change things around. You just don't want to do that. So it's essential for maintaining the operational continuity of the security across your organization's IT environment. Question 2, a company security team has detected an unusual pattern of network traffic that suggests a potential data exfiltration attempt is occurring. What should be the first step in responding to an incident? Okay, so you are detecting that you have a potential data exfiltration thing occurring. What should be the first thing you should do? A, disconnect the suspected compromised system from the network. B, perform a full backup of the system for forensic analysis. C, identify the nature and scope of the anomalous traffic. Or D, notify law enforcement. Again, all of those are good, but the one, if you think that you have an exfiltration going on, what is the first thing you should do? You should identify the nature and scope of the anomalous traffic. Okay, so that's important to do because it allows your security team to understand what could be the impact, the systems involved, the type of data might be at risk. Okay, that's most important because you may be wanting to go, well, I'll just plug it, I'll unplug it. But you don't know what exactly they're getting. They may not be getting anything. They also may not be exactly what you think it could be. So you need to understand that. And then once it's established, then you can deal with the containment and then obviously getting a hold of authorities and so forth. So that's the first step. Question 3, an organization is migrating its critical applications to a cloud environment. The security team is concerned about the data confidentiality and wants to ensure that sensitive data remains protected. Which security control is most relevant for addressing this concern? So again, an organization is migrating its critical applications to the cloud, and the security team is concerned about data confidentiality and wants to ensure the sensitive data remains protected. Which security control is most relevant for addressing this concern? Again, we're talking now data confidentiality. That's one of the key terms to take out of that. A, network segmentation. B, data encryption at rest. C, IDS or intrusion detection systems. C, secure coding practices. So you're moving to the cloud and you're worried about data confidentiality. The answer would be B, data encryption at rest. Again, that's so you're putting it out there. You want to make sure that you have that to remain confidential. You have to have encryption on it. Each of those are also important. All those answers are, but when you're dealing with data confidentiality, the encryption is the key factor. Question 4, a company's incident response team has identified malware outbreak affecting multiple systems. The team needs to contain the spread of the malware. Which action should first be taken? Which action should be taken first? I guess it's better English there. Again, you have a potential malware outbreak. What are you going to do? A, isolate the affected system from the network. B, identify the malware variant and its behavior. C, notify senior management, legal counsel, or D, restore systems to a good known backup. Okay, so right, this maybe flies in the face of the first one where you're saying, well, hey, let's let this go. Let's figure out the scope. But this one, it would be you would isolate the affected systems from the network if possible. So you're going to have to be doing some of this stuff in tandem. The first thing would be to determine what do you actually have a problem. But now you know you have a malware outbreak. You need to isolate it from the rest of your environment. Question 5, a security analyst is reviewing the logs and notices an unusual high number of failed login attempts from a specific IP address. The attempts target various user accounts. What type of attack is most likely occurring? So a security analyst is reviewing the logs and notices an unusually high number of failed login attempts from a specific IP address. The attempts target various user accounts. What is the most likely What's most likely happening? Okay, so you're looking at a high number of failed login attempts. A, brute force attack. B, phishing attack. C, SQL injection attack. Or D, cross-site scripting attack. High number of failed login attempts. It would be a brute force attack, okay, from a specific IP. So that's what they're doing. They're specifically going after you from that one location. Question 6, during a routine audit, it was discovered that several employees have access rights to exceed their job requirements. This is privilege creep, right? What is the best approach to remediate this issue? A, implement role-based access. C, conduct user access reviews. D, apply the principle of least privilege. Or D, enforce mandatory access controls. So all of those are good. They're all very good, right? But what is the best approach? And that is C, apply the principle of least privilege. Again, that's what you want to do. Only access the necessary to perform their job functions and therefore directly access the issue of excessive rights. Question 7, the security manager is evaluating different cryptographic algorithms for securing sensitive communications. Which of the following should be the primary factor in selecting an algorithm? Okay, so they're evaluating different cryptographic algorithms. Which one should you do? A, the speed of the algorithm. B, the strength of the encryption. C, the cost of implementation. Or D, the ease of use for end users. Okay, so managers evaluating different cryptographic algorithms for securing sensitive communications. Which of the following should be a primary factor for selecting this algorithm? And the answer is B, the strength of the encryption. Okay, the overall strength of the encryption should be the level of security basically for those communications. So when you're dealing with any sort of sensitive communication, you want to make sure that you have a good, strong algorithm in place for that. Now, most of the secure comms that you have going out now will use a strong cipher, but you just never know, right? So it's something you need to be aware of. Question 8, an organization is implementing a new security information and the event management system, so a SIEM. Okay, what is the most important feature to look for in a SIEM solution? So I'm looking at SIEMs right now, and I'm looking at also decryption pieces of this right now. So this is very apropos. What is the most important feature to look for in a SIEM? A, real-time monitoring. C, automated response capabilities. C, log retention, or D, compliance reporting. Okay, we're looking at a new SIEM. What's the most important feature? Real-time monitoring. Again, that allows for immediate detection of security incidents and enabling a timely response. Now, the automation response capabilities would be awesome, but if you don't have real-time monitoring, the automation piece of this really doesn't help you as much. Question 9, a company is considering the use of a cloud-based services. What is the first step in ensuring the security of a data in the cloud? A, select a reputable cloud service provider. C, encrypting the data before transferring it to the cloud. C, conducting a risk assessment. Or D, reviewing the cloud provider's service level agreement. So a company is considering the use of a cloud-based services. What is the first step in ensuring the security of data in the cloud? And the answer is C, conducting a risk assessment. If you're going to be putting any data in the cloud, you want to conduct a risk assessment first before you actually put it out there. So it's an important factor. Question 10, a financial institution is deploying a new online banking platform. Yay! Which security control is the most effective in protecting against session hacking? Okay, so session hacking is what you're doing with your browser. So they're looking at a new online banking platform and they want to avoid session hacking. A, implement HTTPS. That'd be a good thing. B, installing strong session management. C, deploying web application firewall. Yeah, that's important. And then D, requiring multi-factor authentication. Yeah, that would be good too. But what is the strong, when you're dealing with the session hacking, what is the first thing you should do is ensure you have the strong session management. Basically meaning that they can't hijack that session. People can't, and then therefore get in the middle, man in the middle attacks. Question 11, an organization's security policy mandates the use of secure coding practices. Which of the following would best ensure compliance with this policy? Okay, secure coding, what would best ensure this compliance? A, conducting code reviews. B, implementing web application firewalls. C, using automated vulnerability scanning tools. Or D, providing developer training on secure coding. So security policy mandates the use of secure coding practices. Which of the following would best ensure compliance with this policy? And the answer is D, providing developer training on secure coding. I would say I've run into that in the past, and I've mentioned that on the podcast numerous times, is my developers did not understand secure coding practices, and it caused me all kinds of issues. So it's important that you teach your developers that. And if not, get them some training. Question 12, a company has experienced a data breach, and the investigation reveals that the data was due to an unpatched vulnerability. What is the most effective preventative measure for future incidents? Okay, so they had a data breach, and the investigation reveals that the breach was due to an unpatched vulnerability. What's the most effective preventative measure? A, regular vulnerability scanning. B, implementing a WAF. C, conducting a penetration test. Or D, establishing patch management process. Okay. Which one would it be? Well, you're dealing with vulnerabilities from a patch. It would be establishing a patch management process. I would say it's one of the biggest issues that companies deal with. They don't have this, or it's not even, they may say they have it, but a solid patch management process along with end of life for your systems, they probably don't have much of it. Question 13. The security analyst is tasked with selecting a secure method for transmitting data between remote offices. Which of the following would provide the best security? A, a VPN. B, a secure shell. C, a secure file transfer protocol. D, a transport layer security. Okay, so what would you use for the best method of transmitting data between remote offices? And the answer would be A. A VPN tunnel for transmitting data is your best bet. Question 14. An organization wants to ensure that the integrity of its software development lifecycle, SDLC, which practice is most beneficial in achieving this goal? Okay, so you want SDLC and you want which is the most beneficial for achieving this goal. The answer 1, or A, is implementing a secure code repository. B, enforcing segregation of duties. C, using digital signatures, or D, conducting regular security audits. So an organization wants to ensure that its software development lifecycle is in place, which is the most beneficial for achieving this goal, and it is B, enforcing segregation of duties. Again, that way it allows you don't have your developers with all having God rights and they can do whatever they want. Question 15, the last melon. A company is developing a new product that will handle sensitive customer data. Okay, what is the first step in ensuring the security of this data during the development process? So you're developing a new product to handle sensitive customer data. What's the first step in ensuring security of this data during the development process? A, encrypting the data. C, implementing access controls. Or B, implementing access controls. C, integrating security into SDLC. Or D, conducting a privacy impact assessment. It's something they call them DPIAs, which is also a data privacy impact assessment. And the answer is C, integrating security into your SDLC environment. That is probably the best thing, the first step that you should do in the overall when you're building out a development process. Okay, that is all I have for you today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Go to CISSP Cyber Training, check it out. There's a lot of great stuff that's there, a lot of free content on the blog. I'm thinking about making some changes. We'll see. It should be fun. But bottom line is I want to have you guys, help you guys get the CISSP, pass the CISSP, but also get some really good training that you can use to enhance your cybersecurity career. Planning on, I think, next podcast, I'm going to have just a little bit about cybersecurity careers and how can you get training? Because I get hit up a lot with people asking questions around how do I get into cybersecurity. I'll give you some different options that you can do. Bottom line is it's going to take some time and it will take you dedicated effort to do it, but anybody can do it. If I can do it, yeah, anybody can do it. All right. I hope you guys have a great day and we will catch you on the flip side. See ya. Hey, thanks again for listening today. It's been my pleasure to prep you for the CISSP exam. Are you interested, though, in some free CISSP exam questions? Head on over to freecisspquestions.com and sign up to join my email list, and you'll receive access for 60 free CISSP questions each and every month for the next 6 months. That's a total of 360 questions just for signing up with CISSP Cyber Training. You'll also gain access to other free CISSP resources, so just head on over to freecisspquestions.com and sign up, or head on over to CISSPcybertraining.com and sign up today. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the flip side. See ya.